So let's turn now to the other developing story out of RTP. Apple is delaying its plan to bring those hundreds of jobs. This is the area here, a whole bunch of trees, whole bunch of woods, and it's still set to be their new campus. But it might be a few more years before any of that starts to come to fruition.
Yeah, Apple is actually one of 3 companies that told the state they won't be meeting their deadlines on their deals. But interestingly, only Apple got to push that deadline back. So to find out why and to find out what's next for the project, I spoke to WRAL state government editor Jack Hagel. Jack, appreciate you giving us some insights here. Apple did not meet its goals, so why is the state extending its deadline?
Well, the state's been reviewing Apple for the past year or so, and they've been talking with executives, and they feel comfortable that the company still plans on meeting its goals. They also built these deals in such a way that if they don't meet their goals, they're not going to get paid. So the state feels comfortable that way.
So 2 other companies did not meet their goals. The state ends their contract with them. What are these 2 companies?
Well, Marshall USA is one of the companies. They maintain aircraft. They're out in Guilford County, and they operate in the state, but they weren't able to hit their goals. And then Corning, which had planned manufacturing and warehouse jobs out in Edgecombe and Durham County, same thing. They just weren't able to hit their hiring targets. And so they said to the state, look, we're not going to be able to make these goals, so let's just end this deal as it is.
So 2 companies that did not meet their goals, they ended their contract with the state. Why didn't they get the Apple treatment?
Well, actually, in September, the state passed a law that really protects these companies that are doing what they call transformative deals, the biggest deals with the most jobs, the biggest investment. And Apple's one of those companies. The state wants to make sure that they succeed. And again, these deals are drawn up in such a way that if the company doesn't make good, the state can cut ties.
Should we have confidence that Apple is going to ultimately meet its goals?
The state knows that these deals are done over a long period of time. And I think they're smart enough to know that that's going to mean up cycles, down cycles, boom and bust, mergers, changes in strategy. Again, these things are designed in such a way that they take those into account. So if the company says they're going to create 1,000 jobs and they only create 500 jobs, the company says, okay, well, we'll pay you out maybe half of those incentives, and that's that. So they're comfortable with the way they're structured, and they know that things can change, and so they're agile and they're able to adjust and adapt.
And they know how to hedge. All right. Jack, thank you so much. Appreciate it.